Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Second Star to the Left. I'm Michelle, and this is my daughter, Billy.
Hi.
And here's where we share board game reviews, ramblings, and a few wrong turns along the scenic route. We are here today to talk about Wilmot's Warehouse, a game about memory and storytelling, one of which we are actually good at.
One of them.
You will guess which one that is very shortly. This game was sent to us by CMYK, so we could share it with you. This game has very little in the way of complicated rules or components. It's essentially just a 7x7 grid that you are going to fill up with colorful tiles that you have to remember what they are. To set up, you're going to reach into this happy little bag and you are going to pull out 35 tiles, 7 for each work day. And you are not going to look at them to the best of your ability. Sometimes you could see, but I promise you won't remember. And you're going to
we won't.
we won't. You're going to make little stacks of 7 tiles for each day of the week. Little face down stack of cards. On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you're also going to have idea cards that sit on the top. I'm going to tell you a little secret. These make things really tricky.
Yeah.
And we may or may not have discarded some of them as we were playing. And I'll tell you more about that as we go along.
I think we used the first 2, and then we said, let's not keep drawing those.
Well, I said this was a game about memory and storytelling. This is how it works. On Monday, for example, you have that nice little stack of 7 cards without the extra idea card on top. And you're going to draw one, and you're going to look at it. And then you're going to decide how you're going to remember this tile.
It's lipstick.
It's lipstick.
Or a butter knife you just stabbed someone with.
Which one do you want to pretend it is?
Let's go with lipstick.
Let's go with lipstick. The first tile is going to go right into the center square, and you're going to put it face down. Okay, that was easy. Even I can remember that there's lipstick in the middle of the board. Here's where it gets a little bit trickier, and here's where the storytelling comes in. We draw the next tile, and it is this shape, which is clearly...
Well, it's upside down currently, but it's clearly those ramps that snowboarders use.
Oh, I thought it was tighty whities.
I was trying to help. It's tighty whities.
Okay, it's tighty whities. So now we have to figure out
Lipstick and underwear.
how this refer... Let's put it closer. Let's put it away from you and pretend that, you know, someone was on a date.
Okay, so they got their nicest tighty whities.
She put on lipstick and he put on his nicest tighty whities.
Amazing.
And for example, then you might have this one.
Sleep mask.
Yeah. So after their date, they went to sleep. I have 3 tiles here, and they're telling a story. There's lipstick in their nicest underwear for a date.
And then they slept.
And then they slept.
Together.
Or not. You don't know how the date went. You're going to keep doing this for all 7 tiles for each day. So at the end of Monday, you will have 7 tiles.
Like maybe we should make it different.
No, I like it.
Okay.
You're going to do this for each day. So at the end of Monday, you're going to have 7 tiles on the board. Now, they don't have to all be in the same row, but when you place a tile, it has to be touching another one so that it connects to the story. At the end of the week, what you're going to have are 35 face-down tiles on your board, and people are going to start making orders for those shapes, and you're going to have to remember where they are. And the only way you're going to remember is if you told a good enough story to remember where they go. Remember I told you, though, about those idea cards? Well, at the start of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, if you're playing with the idea cards, which the rules say you should, but they do say you can take out the harder ones if you want to. We just opted to take them all out for our first run, and then we can put them back in otherwise. But to give you an idea of what they might do, if you had this idea card, it would say, after each of today's tile placements, rotate the board 90 degrees clockwise. You could see why that might make storytelling really difficult because your story moved over to the other side. Or, today the team can only use 1-syllable words. Okay, so not tighty-whitey. Or for each of today's tiles, each worker may only say up to 3 words. They may repeat those words as much as they like.
If only we knew Morse code.
Morse code would help. It's like playing a guessing game with someone where they have insisted that they have given you the perfect clue and they're not going to change that clue and they just keep repeating it over and over. There is a big stack of these idea cards, so it'll be random when you play. But the basic part of this story, the main fun of it, comes from the storytelling of finding a way to connect these crazy shapes to tell enough stories that you can remember 35 cards. There is some stress in that.
No kidding.
I think with a group of people sitting around the table, having a great time making up the stories, this is going to be an incredibly fun way to get people laughing. If it's 2 people, we still had a blast telling the stories.
Oh yeah.
And we made up some doozies, which I will not share with you. You can imagine what they were, considering I'm sharing the Tidy Whitey story.
There was the space vampires and
on the beach.
No, they were above the beach.
They were above
flying
the beach.
above the beach.
That's right. And they couldn't see themselves in mirrors.
Yes.
And there were ducks with eggs making omelets.
Yes.
On the beach.
Well, no, the omelets were the ghosts of the eggs.
You have a lot of stories going on at once, as you can see. But given that the last time we played this was like at least a week ago, the fact that we're remembering that story says something about how much we enjoyed that round of this game. Once you have all your tiles out on the board and your ideas have all been implemented, then you're going to get a big stack of order cards that are just another version of the shapes that are on the board. You're going to divide the stack evenly among the players. So with Billy and I, we both had really big stacks of order cards. And you're just going to start flipping them over. And when you see one that matches, then you put it on the board where you think that tile was. In order to make this a bit of a challenge, before you start fulfilling all those orders, you're going to start a stopwatch on your phone. And hopefully you'll be able to fulfill all the orders within 5 minutes. Or you just keep going until you get them filled. This is the part that Billy has some thoughts about. But here's the thing. I don't actually think that the point of this is the race or the stress. I think the point of this game is the storytelling and the laughing. So if it takes you longer to fulfill those orders, or if, I don't know, you don't get them right, whatever it is, you're still gonna win because you had a really good time telling ridiculous stories about abstract shapes.
That's not the rules, though.
You're right, that's not the rules. Let's talk about who this game is for, and who might like it, and who it might not be for. I think this is a really good party game for people who like to storytell. I think this is a really good party game for people who aren't necessarily sticklers about rules. Because, like a lot of party games, we improvised a little bit. But given the nature of this game, the fact that it's all improvising stories, I'm going to argue that's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
People that this may not be for are people who get stressed with real-time games, which sometimes...
Yeah.
Really.
Both real-time games and memory games stress me out, and this is both.
However...
I did have a lot of fun with this game.
You are really good at storytelling.
Yes.
And since you're really good at storytelling, and I'm not, and I was better at memory than you, we kind of balanced each other out in the end of the game. And I think if you had a bigger group, that would happen as well. You're going to have people who are like exceptionally good at storytelling and people who are really good at memory, and hopefully that will balance. Is this going to be a go-to party game? For me, it might be. For Billy, probably not. But I think it would be a lot of fun to introduce this in a group where you're getting to know people and you're trying to tell stories. I promise you're going to know a lot about them by the time you put 35 tiles up on the board. The game plays from 2 to 6 players, and it says in about 30 minutes. I think it depends how much fun you're having telling the stories.
Yeah.
If it's going to play in 30 minutes or not. But if it's taking longer, it's because you're having more fun, so...
Yeah.
That's going to be fine. I think it would definitely be a different challenge with 6 people around the table than it is with 2. But I will say that it worked at 2. I think the orders were a little more challenging because we each had bigger stacks to sort through really quickly. And when you're sorting those orders, those cards have all the tiles, including the ones that aren't out on the board. So not only do you have to remember where they are, you have to remember what they are. And a lot of the shapes are similar or the colors are similar, so it's really tricky to remember. And that makes it a little more fun and a little more challenging. It's bright and it's colorful, and it definitely made us laugh. So if this sounds like something that might be fun to you, check it out. We'll put all the information down below. And thank you again to CMYK for letting us have a good look at this game in advance. I'm definitely going to take this to a few game meetups that I have coming up. Billy may or may not join me. Maybe he'll just tell the stories. Then you'll have like a day off during the warehouse phase.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Then that's just on you guys.
Thank you for watching. If you like what you see,
Or if you'd like to keep watching until we get one right.
then please like, subscribe, and share. As always, open tables, open minds, and play yourselves.
Bye! Are you sure that's 35?
Sure. Say it is.
I don't think you counted.
It's for demo.